What's up guys, Decay in here, and I want to talk about State of Decay Lifeline DLC and why I gave it a 7 out of 10 and why it didn't get a perfect 10-10. This is kind of to explain myself in the review a bit more. I wish I would have added this in the review, so I'm going to add it now. I'm going to tell you guys why that I took 3 points off of it and why it didn't get a perfect game, okay? The first point that I took off of my score for State of Decay Lifeline was because of the map. Now, I love that they have a new open world map, and it's absolutely great that they have it. But the problem is, all this map is a huge highway with about 4 stops that lead to very tiny, tiny towns. I mean, one of the towns have like 5 places at it. So it is a extremely tiny map. And the one thing that I wanted from this map, I wanted to run around in a big, huge town. Kind of like the game Nether. I think it would have brought really good atmosphere to State of Decay. And what do you know? The moment you spawn in, the whole middle section of the map, all the big towns, all the big towers, they're blocked off. The only thing you can go at in this map is you can go around in a huge circle of the highway, and you can go to about 5 or 6 little tiny stops. That's all it is. It is a big ass map that has great potential, but 70% of it is all blocked off. All the fun places you want to go, like in the city, are blocked off, and that's why I took off a point. It probably should have took off more than 1 point, but there was other reasons to took off points, so I only took off 1 point. But the map was a huge letdown. So the second point I took off, what turned into an 8, was the fact that they could not add co-op. Now, I don't need a huge, massive, open world, MMO zombie game. I simply want to play with 3 of my friends on PC or Xbox. I simply want to be able to go, hey, I want to invite 3 of my friends over here to play these missions and kill these zombies with me. How hard is that to do? How hard is it to add it where you can just add a couple of your friends to play this game with you and do the missions together instead of having NPCs follow you around? Because most of the missions here, you could have 2 of the NPCs follow you around and help you out, but they were slow, they wouldn't get in the car, they were busted. Imagine that being your friends. How hard would it have been for them to make it where you could add a friend, or you can add like up to 3? I mean, they're clearly making enough money off this game to do such a thing, so it made no sense to me, so I took off another point for that. And so the last point I took off to why it got a 7 out of 10 was because of the vehicles and how they flip. Now, this map is already tiny as shit, but it has tons of epic ramps you can hit. Now, of course, who isn't driving around and goes, hey, I want to hit a cool ramp, that sounds fun. But after you hit 3 of them and then flip your car every time and ruin everything you have in your car, you never want to hit the jumps again. They make them completely pointless, and they make the jumps not fun and more of a tease. Like, oh, here's a jump, but you can't hit it because you have rune sacks and you'll guarantee flip it. Yeah, you can take the sacks out, but here's how you have to do it. You have to run up to the car, take them out, drop them, run up to the car, take them out, drop it, and you have to do each of them. You can have up to 6, and the car will explode within 10 seconds. For me, I usually fall off the car. I usually stumble with trying to figure out how to drop a rune sack because I don't drop the sacks. You never have to drop them unless this happens, so I never do it, so I don't know how to do it. And by the time I figure out how to drop one, my car's exploded and ruined them all. So to be honest, I kind of wish I gave the DLC a 6 out of 10, but I did get it for free, and I was asked to do this review personally. But because they fucked up the map, because they will not let me play with other friends, and because they added really fun jumps, but you can't actually hit them because the cars are so busted with the physics, I gave State of Decay Lifeline a 7 out of 10. Now, a 7 to me is great. It's a game. I think it's definitely worth picking up. It's cheap, but it also means there's problems with it. I also do think that I should have gave Breakdown a 6, and this should have got a 7. Breakdown for me got an 8. But I felt really happy that they gave me the DLC for free and that they were talking to me and that they were actually letting me promote their game. I felt really good about it, so I gave them an extra point. Breakdown is worse than Lifeline. So if you're trying to pick out a one of them, get Lifeline. Breakdown is the same exact thing as State of Decay. The same map, same stuff, but you get heroes. It's the only difference. It is not worth it. Breakdown is a terrible, terrible DLC. It should have been free, and they charge you double the price of this one. And this one's actually better. So that's why Lifeline did not get a perfect 10 out of 10. The map has problems, there's no co-op, and the cars always flip. That's why I took off 3 points. That's why I got a 7 out of 10, and that is my opinion. Let me know yours in the comments, and we might have a little bit more Lifeline coming up, but I just have nothing else I want to do this game after I beat it. There's nothing new to show off, and it just wasn't really anything special. So thank you guys so much for watching. Talk to you guys later. Dusk and Fly, like and subscribe. Peace.